Welcome to this talk about how to deal with anxiety in COVID era, the unfortunate reality that we're dealing with for about a year now. If you haven't watched my content before, my name is Lorelaiidali. I am a therapist, writer, artist, healer and teacher, and you can find more videos and more resources for healing and support on my website lorelaiidali.com. Now, I said unfortunate reality, but to be honest with you, even though the world has changed completely, I don't think it's a bad thing. And one of the ways to deal with anxiety is to be able to see good sides of this whole situation. And I'll tell you, there is so many good sides, even if you haven't noticed them before, because your anxiety and your fear was too strong to be able to see what is actually happening under the surface. I will point it out to you. Many people say we want things to go back to the way it was. But was the old world actually so good? We were living fast-track lives. First of all, we didn't have time for anything because prices of everything were so high. We had to work really, really hard in order to make a living. And very often we didn't have time to spend time with our families, with our loved ones, to do the things that give passion to our lives. Our priorities have been completely different in old times. It was all about material things, earning a living, making ends meet, achieving things, goals, and so on and so on and so on. So there were so many things our life was filled with that all of a sudden disappeared. And yes, it's unknown and it may feel scary, but actually we had a chance, if you actually took some time to reflect like I did over the past year, we had a chance to realize where our priorities lie. See, a lot of things that we had access to before, that we didn't have access to now, we can live without. We don't need to go shopping to buy new clothes every day. We don't need that many things in our life, material things, we don't. What we're actually missing is human connection. I think this is what I've noticed mostly that people miss is human connection. Being able to meet with their family, with their friends, with their loved ones. And before we didn't appreciate it, did we? So being able to realize that our priorities were a bit skewed before gives us a chance to make different choices in the future. Whenever all of the lockdowns will be lifted, what are you going to go back to? Are you going to go back to the rat race, or are you actually going to enjoy those things in life that are important to you? Your passions. For most of people, I know that the healthcare workers, they've been very, very busy and essential workers, but for most of us, and you're probably one of those people because otherwise you wouldn't have time to watch this video, we had so much time. And what do we fill this time with when we cannot go out, when we cannot go to a pub, we cannot go to the restaurant, we cannot go shopping, we cannot buy new things, we cannot do the things that we used to do. So what did you fill your time with over the past year? I hope that you have rediscovered your old passions, or maybe you have found some new passions, or remember that there were things that you wanted to do when you were a child that you didn't have time for. Maybe you picked up painting or yoga, or you did some online dance classes. See, the good thing is that this pandemic has happened in the technology age where we have access to the internet. So we have unlimited resources to find things that can make us feel fulfilled, they can make us feel happy, they can make us feel passionate. I'm not saying it hasn't been a hard time, it has, but there's also good things about it. Time to reflect, time to spend on self-development, time to rediscover your passions and rediscover your priorities and maybe change them. Now, in saying that, I am not denying the fact that it has been hard, and for a lot of you, anxiety has been a very prominent feeling throughout the last year. So I'm here to help you deal with this anxiety and help you shift your thinking a little bit so the anxiety can disappear. And my first tip is to choose peace over fear. The best thing that you can do is to stay away from the news. Yes, I know, we all need to know what's happening, and we all need to know if the rules are changing, if the lockdown is happening or not happening, if we're going back to work, going back to school. We all need to know that. But you don't need to check in on that 10 times a day. You don't need to have it in your front view all the time. So decide you're going to set a time, maybe once a week, twice a week. For me, it's once a week because I just decided that I don't want to be overfilled with bad information and scary things. And just set the time when you're going to check in on what's going on, and also look for reliable sources. I go to gov.ie, which is a government website in Ireland, and I check updates there because I know those are the real information that we need to know to deal with how life is going right now. But I do not follow social media that talks about the number of cases, talks about people getting sick, people dying. Yes, it is happening, but if you focus your attention on the negative, you're just bringing up more fear in yourself. So choose peace over fear and let go of reading news and fake news. Don't check in on social media all the time, or maybe unfollow people who are talking about negative things all the time. Anxiety is brought up by fear. So the more things you see that are making you feel scared, the more anxious you will feel. You don't need to know everything that's happening in everyone's life and every person that got sick. All you need to know is basic information about what's going on in your area, in your country, in your state. Enough information to help you survive in current times. So my biggest and most important tip is stay away from the news and choose peace over fear. Another reason why we feel anxious right now is the uncertainty of what's going to happen. And we used to feel safe in our daily lives, in our reality, but this was an illusion. Everything in life changes, there's nothing constant. So we need to learn to be comfortable with uncertainty, be comfortable in the unknown. It is a hard concept to get used to. It's something hard to learn to live with, being acceptant of uncertainty, but it's a life skill that's going to take you really, really far. We don't know what's going to happen in the world. We don't even know if we're going to die tomorrow. We don't know. Everything is uncertain. Things can change in an instant. But what we can rely on is the strengths that we have within. So I'm going to give you a short exercise that you can do. Is take a notebook and write down any skills that you have. Write down situations from the past that were hard and how you dealt with it, how you survived those situations, how you came out stronger on the other side. Because you have. Everybody has had tough situations in their life, and you're still here. So what skills have you acquired there? What are the abilities and capabilities that you have to deal with uncertainty? Because those are the things that you have in yourself and you will never lose. You can only develop them more and find more strengths in yourself. So whatever happens out there, whether the pandemic is over soon or whether it's going to go on for a little bit longer, you can be assured that with the skills and abilities that you have, you will make it. When dealing with uncertainty, we feel out of control. And sense of feeling control makes us feel safe. So ask yourself, what is in your control? What is in your control right now? What is in your control about the pandemic, about the lockdown, about everything that's happening? I'll give you one example that is in your control, which is your immune system. The best thing that you can do to make sure that you're healthy is boost your immune system. And you can do it by choosing healthy foods. You're staying home right now, you're not going out to eat. Don't go out and get a chipper. Don't get a takeaway. Maybe learn how to cook more healthy. Maybe add some supplements to your diet. Add some relaxation to your daily life, because the more relaxed you are, the less stressed you are. The less stressed you are, the better your immune system. There is nothing worse for human health than stress. So think of the ways that you can remove stress from your life. Maybe pick up a meditation practice. If you have extra time right now, look up, there's so many meditations on YouTube. There's a lot of free programs. You can look it up on my YouTube channel, Lorelai's Healing Shack. There is a free meditation series that you can do right there. Learn meditation. That's going to make you feel more relaxed, less anxious, less stress, and boost your immune system. And my other tip was to pick up a new hobby or a new passion, which is really nicely connected to what is in your control, and choosing healthy foods. How about you learn new cooking skills? Research new meals. Research what meals are nutritious. What is that you can add to your diet that's going to make you feel more strong, more healthy, and learn a new cooking skill. Or anything else. Instead of focusing on what's bad out there, focus on the extra time that you have and what you can do with it. Think of a new project that you can do, or learning a new skill. Maybe you always wanted to learn Spanish. Pick it up. Again, there's a lot of free resources on YouTube. On the internet, you can learn a new language with an app. You can learn painting. You can learn cooking. Maybe you always wanted to write a book. Spend some time and write this book. Pick up a new project, and then you focus your attention on something more constructive, rather than thinking about the things that you can't control and the things that scare you and everything that's going on out there. Think about what you can do in here rather than what you can't do out there. And when you keep busy with something that's makes you feel makes you feel passionate about life, it's going to bring more happiness to your life. So again, the more happy you feel, the more relaxed you feel, the better your immune system. And last but not least, spend time in nature. If you live like me in Ireland, we are currently restricted to 5 kilometers from home where we can go. But Ireland is so amazing that there's parks everywhere. There's parks, there's green pastures, I even have mountains within 5 kilometers from me. So spend time in nature, even if it's really close to your home. Find a place where you can go, where you can breathe in fresh air, get some sun, if you're lucky enough to have sunny days where you are. That helps with anxiety, that helps with stress, and it's also boosting your immune system. And it's making you connect with our Mother Earth. It's making you connect with what is life around, because we tend to forget that we are part of the ecosystem. We are part of nature, we are part of Earth. So allow yourself to remember and allow yourself to connect to this beautiful art of just walking, hiking, sitting on a bench in a park, and just connecting to nature. Overall, all I'm trying to say to you is to choose peace over fear. We may not have a choice as to where we can go right now, or whether we go back to work or not, but hopefully your country is supportive enough to help you financially a little bit. Most of the countries are stepping up and helping their citizens, so you don't have to be worried about your survival. And we don't really need that much. Now that you know, we can survive on with much less things that we think. So you'll be fine. Choose things that bring more peace for you than fear. because we always have a choice about how we feel and what we think about, what we focus our attention on. So focus your attention on the positive things, focus attention on gratitude on what you have in life. If you have friends and family, stay in touch with them. Again, lovely time, we have technology, we have internet, we can stay in touch with people. I know it's not the same as visiting them. I miss my family very much as well, but I am grateful that I can connect with them. So look for the things to be grateful about, look for the positive things in your daily life and focus your attention on that. Step away from fear. Step away from anything that brings up fear in you. Choose peace over fear. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that was helpful for you to deal with the anxiety in the current times. If you need a bit more support, please look me up, lorelaiidali.com. I teach courses online. I do one-on-one sessions online. Everything is online right now, but I am here to support you and to help you, whether it's to deal with anxiety or help you with self-development or find your spiritual path. So look me up, don't hesitate to contact me, and I wish you amazing rest of the day, and I'll speak to you soon.